Good morning, everybody. This is Paul Romero with the Swiss Gold Global Independent Business Owner Network Marketing Training number 130. Where'd my book go? Yes, 130. How amazing is that? That's pretty awesome, I think. Anyway, 130 episodes here. Uh, you know, actually, John's going to be here to take this over, but I'm just going to throw a thought out here because I've got to prepare for some meetings today. So, but he's going to be here shortly, and he'll be taking over for this. But I want to throw a thought out there. How many books did you read in the last year? Just a question. Most people will answer that with a big fat zero. The ones who answer with, a couple, one, two, or three, something like that. The next question is, what is the general subject matter of the books that you've read? And along those lines, you're probably going to have, I would say, at least 50%. And my guesstimate would probably be more like 90, but that are reading fiction, just stories, entertainment, just something to pass the time. Maybe, sure, fiction is fun. You can get into it. You really, books are awesome. You can really feel like you're inside the story, like you're a part of it, and that's a great release, a great escape from the everyday life and all of that. But probably only a few percentage of the people, a very small percentage of people who have read any books in the one or two range, get into reading about growing at any and all levels. Whether it's books about your specific business, or books about business in general, books about self-help, those sorts of things. Probably not too many people read that stuff. I mean, you got to consider there's probably another percentage of them that are, reading books to gather facts and information, such as, medical books, things like that, books about, natural cures, or, who knows, whatever kind of books like that. You start getting into the people who read 5 to 10 or even more books in a year, and it switches. The fiction is in the 1 to 2% of the books that they read, and the growth books are in the 98% of what they read. The script flips. And so why do you think that is? The more books that people read, the more they're reading about growth and personal development, all those sorts of things, instead of just reading books that have fun. And it's because I think it has a lot to do with the title of this book right here, The Magic of Thinking Big. I just got this book. It was highly recommended, and I've just read, the preface here, the dedication, which I got to read you this dedication. It's so funny. My 6-year-old son David felt mighty big when he graduated from kindergarten. I asked him what he plans to be when he finishes growing up. And Davy looks at me intently for a moment and answers, "Dad, I want to be a professor." "Oh, a professor, huh? A professor of what, Davy?" "Well, Dad," he replied, "I think I want to be a professor of happiness." A professor of happiness. Now that is a pretty wonderful ambition, don't you think? To David, then, a fine boy and a grand goal, and his mother, this book is dedicated. I think that's a great, awesome little story. Whoever thought of being a professor of happiness? Well, people who read a lot of books probably feel like they want to be professors of happiness, if not for others so much, at least for themselves. And that's kind of the point I was getting at, is, books are all about helping and growing and building yourself. And there's a lot of awesome books out there and great information. I'd like to read this little first piece here, but I'm not going to. But he talks about a big company executive who brings this big company meeting together and calls everybody into the auditorium or whatever. And he brings this, meek and mild, average looking Joe up there, Harry, on stage. And he says, I want you all to take a look at Harry. How is Harry different than all of you? Well, I'll tell you. Number one, Harry sold 5 times more sales than everyone in this room, than the average of everyone in this room. I mean, take a look at Harry. Is he any different than you? Is he any smarter than you? And he says, no. We've looked at the personnel tests and pretty much average in all those. Is he, this? Is he that? Is the other? No. Oh, no. All pretty average, pretty average, pretty average. And he basically comes down to why? Then why is Harry selling? Did Harry work harder than you? No. Harry actually took more time off than anybody else. And he boils it down and just says, the reason why Henry sold 5 times more than everyone in this room is because Henry thinks 5 times bigger than everyone in this room. That's it. So pretty cool book. I can't wait to read it. It's going to be exciting. I just got it and going to have some fun with that. So I just wanted to throw out there the whole idea of books, awesome stuff, but start reading some books that can help you in your life. John Boyd Johnson, what's going on there?
Hey, how's it going? Swiss Gold Global. I almost called you guys property noodlers because I realized I had my wrong tagline up. We're not talking to the property noodlers, though you people watching this may very well want to be a property noodler. Different business.
Yeah.
Let's just get rid of that for now. Anyway, happy Wednesday. I like what you were saying there, and you kind of introed us into this morning is how important reading books is to your growth. And I missed the title of the book that you had mentioned. Oh, The Magic of Thinking Big.
Yep.
There's a couple other, I think, awesome books that if you have not read, definitely should be in your library. I feel like personal development is extremely important to read that kind of stuff, but I think it all starts with one book, really, and that's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I think that is the book to start with. It's old, but it's still so relevant. And for me, that book was a life-changing thing. And it talks about defining your definite major purpose in life and all the steps to doing that and following through, and how really it all starts in your mind. And one of the things about books, and I can't stress this enough about reading books, why it's so important, is there's something inside your brain called mirror neurons. And they've literally done studies to show that, like, while you're reading a book, your brain is translating the words on the pages into what it perceives to be reality. It goes for the same things that you observe on a daily basis. That's why it's so important, too, that you hang out with good people, because your mind is observing and absorbing in everything around it and reading. And on a subconscious level, you're being programmed by what's going on around you and what you're reading and taking in. So books, reading the right kind of books is so critically important, I think, to your growth, and will accelerate your growth as a person, because your brain is literally on a subconscious level being programmed by the book. It's almost like a form of auto-suggestion reading. So you want to make sure that you're reading good books. So good morning, Swiss Gold Global independent business owners. Welcome to the Wednesday training, where we typically go through the website and we discuss specifically Swiss Gold Global. And I actually am going to go ahead and just kick us off right into a screen share. Let me see here. There we go. Looks like my screen's being shared. And let me bring up the Swiss Gold Global website here. You can find freedomforlife.swissgoldglobal.com. That's me. Member login, yada, yada. Let me put my password in. Oh, forgot to put this CAPTCHA number in. Here we are. All right, again, here's our dashboard. Let's take I like to come in here every day, every other day, and just kind of look what's going on. I know today there's a training by Bob Proctor at 11 o'clock. I had gotten an email about this, and then obviously you come right in here, and right on your home page, we've got your live webcast. And these things are going on just about, a couple times a week. So I always like to come in here each morning and kind of see what's available to me coming up. Oh, I didn't realize that Claudia was doing a 30-minute Swiss Gold Global opportunity call this morning at 12, right after the Bob Proctor event. That's awesome. I had no idea that was going on today. See, you got to come in here and check out what's going on. Another one on May 1st, and another one on May 2nd. So we've got a lot going on this week. But what I wanted to direct you to here is because last week I had showed you how to purchase gold and silver. And I wanted to run through that again. I don't believe I have any new commissions since last week when we ran through that. Oh, I did. I've got a paycheck. I got $2.50 balance in my Easy wallet, and I've got, looks like, waiting for a transfer of $7.50. So I can't do anything with this today because you got to have a minimum of $20 to make a transaction. I was hoping there would be at least that in here because I wanted to show you guys, walk through that again, how easy it is to purchase gold and silver with your commissions. There's other ways of doing it too, but basically how I got here is you go to My Business Center, and I wanted to show you some of the features here. We've gone over getting started and all the training materials that are in here. Claudia's quick start training guide, a short presentation you can do on paper, a product presentation, the opportunity presentation, and then here you go, own your life plan, which is what we talk about every Monday, understanding how your business works. And you're going to want to come in and you're going to want to watch and get familiar with all these tools and opportunities that are available to us through our membership of this website, because this is kind of the meat and potatoes of what we got besides having the ability to save gold and silver, is that we have access to all these wonderful tools. Now, I would suggest if you haven't watched the Quick Start training, this is really going to run you through some very simple steps to getting started with your business. The first couple things that you need to do. I'm actually going to bring this up because a lot of you on the team are really not doing much yet with what you've got, and maybe that's because we're not pointing you in the right direction, literally showing you step by step what it is you need to do to build this business. Well, one of the things you're going to need to do is watch this just 10-minute video where she's going to lay out, and I mean, it's right here on the board, and I actually want to kind of touch upon these things. The Real Wealth Quick Start Guide, it starts with, number one, you've made this decision to sign up, give Swiss Gold Global a chance. You've heard the opportunity. You've talked to Paul or I or someone else in our downline and someone from our team, and they've introduced this to you. You've thought about it. You thought, hey, this is a great idea. You made the decision. So you're on board now, right? So you got to think about then why. This is so important that you have a why that is not, in my opinion, not just directed specifically towards money, but why did you decide to join Swiss Global? And if it is to make more money, which it ultimately is, why do you want to make more money? Not just, if you're just doing it just for numbers, just for money, anything in life, I feel that you won't be as successful or have as much growth in it as if your why is a lot bigger than the money. It's not just you want to make money, but why do you want to make money? What are you going to do with it? And your goal, set a goal. There's ways we can do that. And, Claudia can go through it certainly, but, set a goal. Like, all right, I'm part of Swiss Gold Global. I signed up, I'm on board. My goal maybe is to watch one training a day over the next 2 weeks. My goal is to talk to or introduce the business to at least one person every day for the next 2 weeks. an income goal. By the end of 6 months, I'd like to be earning $500 a month passive income from Swiss Gold Global. So, why you're doing it, and set a goal, a SMART goal, something that's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and can be measured. Yeah, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time. There's a time kind of a time limit set on the goal. Then basically what she has here on number 3 is begin thinking about people that, Paul and I have had a different approach about not just thinking about, all right, let me sit down and think about who I can introduce this business opportunity to. You know what? You're going to fail. A lot of people who are new in network marketing, my honest opinion is, if you try to build your list from that point of view of, all right, who are 20 people that I would introduce this to? You might fail in making a list, believe it or not, because your mindset's not right, and you're not, totally sold yourself on the idea that network marketing really works. You might, and this isn't everybody, but this is a lot of people that we've encountered. And this is kind of myself included. I began overthinking the list, right? So something that Paul brought up probably, oh my goodness, 6 months ago about creating a list. He's like, get the idea of introducing the opportunity out of your mind and create a list of 20 people that you would like to help if you could. Create a list of 20 people that you'd like to be able to call up out of the blue and invite them on a vacation. Maybe it's someone that you don't know well enough to invite on a vacation, but maybe it's someone that you think's, got some potential, somebody that you think's a positive person, somebody you think that could use a little extra money in their life, someone you'd like to build a better relationship with. Put those on your list. And think of just 20 people you'd like to help. I mean, here you go. I just bought a coffee this morning at Circle K. I see the same girl in there every single morning, a nice girl, a sweet girl. I'd like to help her. Put her on the list. My bank teller, I love going into the bank. You know what? She's got 3 kids. She's always talking about wanting time off and going on vacation. I'd love to be able to give her an opportunity, or if I was in a position to help her take time off from work and take the kids on a vacation. Put her on the list. Anything you want to, oh, Paul stepped away from the computer. Anyway, that's my point. Just think of 20 people that not only would you like to introduce the opportunity to, but if you like, don't start thinking, oh, they're going to say no, or they wouldn't like this. No, just make a list of 20 people that It could be a Circle K employee. It could be just the person that you deposit your check with at the bank when you go in there. It could be your favorite, I don't know, where do people go? Starbucks. I like to go to Starbucks and coffee shops to sit down and do business and be online and be out and about in public. Make a list of the different people that work at the coffee shop you like to go to. Anything, anyone anywhere. And just start making this list. Number 4, she talks about invite. Learn how to invite people to the Swiss Gold Global business. A simple invitation. Then she's got presenting. And this is a quick start guide. You might not be ready to present right now, but invite, presenting the opportunity. She needs begin presenting the opportunity in your list. Use the 45-second presentation, which goes something like this, hey, you ever think about how much time we spend driving back and forth to work every day? How much time we spend getting up early in the morning to cook breakfast and get the kids ready for school? And when you subtract out all that time that you spend doing things that you have to do, like just driving and commuting, going to the bank, going to the supermarket, taking care of kids, all of that, going to work every day for somebody else. And when you subtract all that time out, how much time do you really have to yourself? Maybe an hour or 2 a day. And let's just say you had all the time in the world to do whatever you want. Would you even have the opportunity or the money to really do the things that you want to do? Well, if I told you that I stumbled into a system that it's a simple, it doesn't require selling, and really anyone can do it, and once implemented, that this system could give you financial freedom, could give you personal freedom, and personal development. I mean, you wouldn't happen to know anybody that would be interested in something like that, would you? Simple invite like that. That was a presentation right there in it itself. So, learn how to invite people, and that's where you begin with the quick start. Start watching all these different training videos, present that 45-second presentation I did right there, and continue your training. And this is kind of an earn while you learn type of business. And the reason I'm screen sharing right now is to show you like that we have all these tools and trainings. Not only is your upline, the person who sponsored you in, taking the reins, so to speak, on working with you, teaching you, training you, guiding you through the simple system of how to go out there and begin doing the invites and the presentations. And you don't even have to do that. That's what you can rely on your upline for. But I want you to understand like all the different tools that are in this website. So when you're not with your sponsor or you're not on the hangout with Paul and I for 30 minutes, 3 mornings a week, there's plenty of opportunities for you to come through the website and train and educate yourself on a daily basis. There's let's just look at this website again. Here we go, Swissco Global. Once you're logged in, here's our dashboard, Real Wealth Revolution. This is just a short video introducing it, but like we have a Get Started program, Bob Proctor, Sandy Gallagher, Greg Reed, James Rickards, Philip Judge, Carlita Olivaros, Nancy Falia, Chris Martinson. You could come in here and you could be training and looking at these materials on a daily basis. Not only do we have the Real Wealth Revolution education portion right here, but also in our business center, we have training and resources, affiliate training and action program, online training, building your business through social media, which we'll be talking about on Friday, the Own Your Life Plan book that we talk about every Monday. This is Don Falia himself, the author of the book, running through this, and I've watched about half of these, and they're fantastic. It basically takes what Paul and I present on Mondays and just blows it up to a whole new level because you're hearing it from the mouth of the man himself. And then we have some new stuff on here for Association of Network Marketing Professional Resources. I haven't checked this out yet, but I'm actually going to because I'm sure there's some great stuff in here. And then there's more tools and resources. And guess what? That's not it. Back to the My Business Center, you have all those training and resources. And then you have your whole Get Started program. You're going to want to watch Claudia's video, learn how to do these short presentations on paper. And I actually haven't seen Tibby's product presentation and his opportunity presentation. So with that being said, I'm being whistled at by Paul, so I'm sure that means it's time to end this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Paul, to give a final thought and close us out of here.
Is it turned over to me? No, now it's turned over to me, right? There I am. Hey, everybody, final thought. Have a great day. Universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever end I might desire. Awesome. So, John, we will